what is the very latest on the investigation? What's the very latest information that you have for us?
1 week from Sunday night marks the 1 week point where this 4-year-old child was struck by a hit-and-run driver. The crash investigators from the West Palm Beach Police Department have been working on this case all week. They have not stopped. They have developed and obtained more evidence that is giving more details about the crash and hopefully more information about what happened and the driver. At this point, let me first update the child's condition, since many people have expressed their concern for this 4-year-old boy. He's no longer in critical condition, but he certainly is requiring round-the-clock care. So there is some progress being made with his condition. Aside from that, with the crash investigation, our investigators have determined that the vehicle is not at fault for the crash. The boy darted out while the light was changing. So we would still like the driver to come forward. Our crash investigators are still aggressively working this case. So if you're the driver and you're seeing this, don't come forward for us. Come forward for the family. If this were your family, your child, your sibling, or your parent, do the right thing. The family just wants some closure. And again, the crash investigators have determined that the driver of the vehicle is not at fault for the crash. So that's important to note. Unfortunately, this child darted out. This is a tragic accident. He sustained life-altering injuries, and certainly will have a long road to recovery ahead.
So just to be clear, while the driver is not at fault for the crash, the driver would be charged with fleeing the scene, right?
The driver's not at fault for the crash, but we want to talk to the driver and hear what he has to say.
And we don't know the gender of the driver, right?
He or she, correct.
What information or what evidence pointed to the fact that the child darted out into the road? How are you able to confirm that?
The crash investigators have spoken to witness, they've taken statements, and they've also reviewed surveillance video. And there's been a lot more video that has become available. This is an urban area, so there are a lot of cameras in place, and each time they get another camera angle, it sheds a little more light onto the circumstances surrounding the crash. Sometimes when a witness gives an account, you may have 5 people that saw the same thing, but they all give a different account. And it's our crash investigators that are experienced with getting to the bottom and being objective and finding out exactly what happened and what is fact. So what we know at this point is the driver of the vehicle does not appear to be at fault for the crash. The 4-year-old boy darted out from his family while the light was changing. So the vehicle was approaching a changing light. And that's what our crash investigators have determined thus far.
So was the light yellow when the impact happened?
It appears that the light was yellow when the car entered the intersection. Yellow changing to red. Okay.
Has the family learned about this as far as like their reaction, as far as the new details that you guys are now gathering?
The West Palm Beach police and crash investigators have been in constant contact with the family. They've been apprised every step of the way with the investigation. This is important for them. It's important for us, and they're aware. They made a statement a couple of days ago at the police department and conveyed that they just want the driver to come forward and hear the driver's side of the story.
While the driver obviously hasn't come forward yet, that emotional plea that the family had this week, do you feel like that's made a difference in the investigation after that? Do you feel like that's helped you get more resources or helped lead to investigators getting more evidence?
This has been a thorough, dedicated effort from our crash investigators. There have been tips from the public that have come in, along with witness statements and video from different angles that have all provided pieces of this puzzle. So as we get more pieces to the puzzle, that puzzle starts to fill in. I think we'll just leave it at that. Okay?
Unless there's anything else you want to share.
That's it.
All right.
you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir. We appreciate
Yep.
it.